Are your friendships helping you grow or are they holding you back? Today, we're diving into a powerful and often overlooked piece of the manifestation puzzle: how your social circle influences the life that you're designing for yourself. Let's get into this topic. Hello, everyone. I'm Tammara-Nicole Gardner. I'm the author and creator of the 12 Guiding Stars system. And today we are talking about social circle. Social circle is one of the 12 major lifestyle categories that is included in the 12 Guiding Stars system. The system, in essence, divides your life out into these 12 major lifestyle categories and helps you dig down deep into your soul's true desires for each category and establish for yourself what I call a guiding star, your sort of north star in the sky that points towards where your soul really wants to go, what it really wants to experience in this lifetime in each of these 12 categories. Social circle is one of them. The friends that we keep can enrich our lives. It can make life worth living. Really, one of those things that makes life worth living is that human connection with other people. I think that human beings are pack animals at our core, and we crave connection with each other. And we get that craving satisfied by hanging out with soul aligned people. What may start to happen for you as you change your lifestyle, as you start to move in a different direction for yourself, is that some of the friends that you're currently keeping may no longer have a predominant place in your life. And you may or may not realize that that is happening initially. You may be doing a lot of inner work, a lot of manifestation work, getting clear on what you want, overcoming your internal blocks and psychological blocks over that, but still being held back. And one of the reasons why may be that you're holding energetic space for a friend group that just no longer jives with where you want to go. When it comes to social circle, this is an area where we may not realize that the friends that we are keeping are no longer aligning with where we would like to go. You may or may not feel this happening as you make adjustments. So you may choose for yourself that there are some things that you want to change in your life, and your friends may not want to come along for the ride. For example, let's say that you want to build a healthier lifestyle. You want to change how you eat, how active you are, but your current friend group is interested, they're a bunch of foodies and they want to go out every Friday night and consume in excess some foods, some beverages that you may not have on your personal menu any longer. And so it becomes a challenge to spend time with these people. You either have to compromise on your goals or compromise on your friends, and it puts you in a sticky situation. And you may recognize that that's happening, or in certain situations, you may not recognize that that is happening. For instance, if you want to have a different career path, you may have some very well-meaning friends who are trying to talk you out of making that change. Like, hey, you've been in this career for 20 years. You're very well established. You're an expert in this field. You have the capacity to earn a lot more money here. Why on earth would you change it? And that may kind of get into your head and keep you stuck where you are instead of moving in the direction that you actually want to go. And that situation, even though your friends are very well meaning, it may behoove you to spend a little bit less time with those people who are kind of poo-pooing your plans and open yourself up to inviting in some new friends and some new experiences who are going to cheer and celebrate you on. If you're not really sure that your current relationships are misaligned or not, there are some things that you can consider for yourself. For example, do these interactions with these friends leave you feeling drained or energized? Do you feel excited about going and hanging out with these people, or are you dreading it every time they call or leave a message and want to get together? Do you hide your dreams or tone yourself down? You know, you're developing into this beautiful new person, and do you feel that you need to hide that or dim your light in order to continue to fit in with this crowd? And thirdly, do you feel stuck around these people? Do you feel like you really just can't move forward with your plans if you want to keep these friends? Those are some signs that you may be ready to reevaluate your friendships and consider inviting some new people in. There's nothing wrong with inviting new people in. I recognize, appreciate, and value the friends that I have had in my life in the past that I have outgrown. It's okay to remember the good times, remember the good memories, appreciate that those friends were there to meet me where I was at that stage in my life, to support me through whatever I was going through at that particular time. And also recognize that it is time to graduate those relationships and move on to something new. You're not abandoning your old friends, you are evolving and becoming something new, and that is a normal, natural part of the human evolutionary process. Evolutionary in the sense of your consciousness is shifting and changing and elevating. And unless your current friends are going to make those similar shifts with you at the same rate of speed, you may have to let go of those friendships, release them in order to make space for friendships that are now going to support you going into the new chapter of your life. Once you've decided that you're ready to maybe release some friendships that are no longer serving your highest and best good and move on to some friendships that are, the very first thing that I would like you to do is get clear about what kind of friends you want to call into your experience at this time. Some journal prompts that might help you discover this is to ask yourself, number one, what does friendship mean to me now? So, my channel and my work is geared towards women in midlife. It is a special season of your life, I believe, because you've lived enough of life that you can look back and reflect upon the experiences that you have had and glean from those experiences good quality information and knowledge about yourself in determining what kind of experiences you want to have going forward into the future. So, what does friendship mean to you now? When you were a teenager in high school, it meant one thing to you, right? And when you were a young adult in your 20s, it probably meant something else. When you were raising a family in your 30s, it may have redefined itself again. What does it mean to you now that you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s? You could reflect upon that. Number two, who inspires me and who energizes me? So, do you have some people around you that when you get together, it's like, oh, I really enjoyed that conversation. I really got a lot out of that. I really learned something about myself and I feel good about it. Or I really appreciate when this person is there to cheer me on towards the finish line, towards whatever goal that you're working towards. Maybe some of those people are hanging around in the periphery and you just haven't focused on them so much because you're hanging out with the same social group, out of habit, out of familiarity, maybe a fear of loneliness. And so you haven't you haven't given yourself permission to really explore or deepen relationships that may already be available to you if you just look around and acknowledge that, hey, whenever I see this person, they make me smile, they make me feel good inside. Are some of those people around? And if they're not, then consider what type of people would make you feel that way. You could write about that. And number three, what qualities do I want to have in my social circle? What's important to you now at this stage in your life that you would like friends to be a part of? Do you want to have people engaged in deep, meaningful conversations? Do you want to have people there for you when you experience tough times? Do you want to have people there to celebrate your wins? How do you want them to be there for you? How often do you want to see these people? Do you want to be calling or texting daily, or do you need some time in between conversations for yourself? Think about how you really want that social circle to look and feel. Do you want these friends to be, if you're in a partnered relationship, do you want to have joint friends with your partner? Do you want to have some friends that you hang out with off on the side, separate from your primary relationship? Think about those things, how you want the social circle to look and feel and function for you in your life, and journal on that so that you can gain some clarity for yourself. Okay, so you have an idea of what you're looking for. Now it's time to go out there and go find it. Now, making friends as an adult is admittedly very different than making friends as a child, right? I remember when my oldest son was very young and I was very young, and we went to the laundromat one day. And while we were waiting for the clothes to be ready, my son had a couple of toy cars in his pocket. And he pulled out the toy cars and went over to a little girl around his age and said, "Hey, do you want to play with my cars?" And the two of them sat on the floor, pushing the cars around the floor, and they made a little friendship, right? When we're adults, it's a little more complex because we are more complex. We have more complex needs and wants and desires. And so, forging those types of relationships can take a little bit more time and effort and energy. What I would recommend to you is treat it just like forming any other new relationship. If you were looking for a new romantic partner, or you were looking for a new job and you're networking in your professional arena, those relationships take time, energy, and effort to develop. So be patient throughout this process. But the first step is really just to get out of the house. Think about the kinds of things that you personally like and enjoy, and go out where other people who also like and enjoy those things would congregate. For instance, I love to read. I love to write and I love to read. So a bookstore is a great place to go hang out, particularly if there's a cafe at the bookstore, or if there's an event going on at the bookstore, or an event going on at the library where you can meet other people and it's not so weird to strike up a conversation. You could look at some workshops or retreats that are centered around the types of things that interest you. So if you're interested in spirituality or yoga, you could pick up a workshop or retreat around that experience and meet other like-minded people at that event. Similarly, you could do group classes if you want to learn how to cook or learn photography. Sign up for these things in person as opposed to doing it online. I know that with the pandemic, we got very, very accustomed to doing all of our events online. If you really want to make a real connection with someone, I would encourage you to get out of the house and actually do these types of events in person. That will give you more of an opportunity to connect with someone's energy, soul to soul, and encourage a new relationship to begin and start to flourish. However, if you're not ready to get out of the house, you could try some online workshops. But remember that your engagement is going to be limited to a little chat box, so you might not be able to really connect with people on the level that you want to in order to develop a long term relationship with that person going forward. So, again, I do encourage you to do a few things in person. Bonus tip, grab somebody for a delicious cup of coffee. I highly recommend Purity brand coffee. It's the coffee that I drink every day. It is so smooth and so delicious, and it's very clean, organic, tested for mold, ethically grown. It is all of the good things. You can get 30% off of your first order by using my affiliate link included in the description box below. It's a wonderful coffee that you can share with a friend, either new or old. You could reconnect with somebody from your past that, maybe they weren't a good fit for you for where you were a couple of years ago, but they are now. Reach out to them, send them a message, or be even bolder. Find somebody on LinkedIn or Instagram that inspires you, that you would like to get to know, and send them a message and see if they're willing to meet up with you for a delicious cup of coffee. So good. So good. All right, so to wrap it all up, peer pressure is still real in midlife. We did not give that up when we left high school. We are still influenced by the company that we keep. So choose your friends wisely, choose them very intentionally, and don't be afraid to make some new ones, some new friends, if that's what you need to do at this stage in your life in order to support you towards achieving your goals. As always, I hope this video was helpful for you. Until next time we meet, keep shooting for the stars.